Because of the urgency of the coming Armageddon, the Watchtower would encourage couples not to have children so that they can carry out the instructions of Jesus Christ to preach the good news. The Watchtower also encouraged selling homes and properties, not being tied down by any material possessions or careers to finish the rest of the days in the pioneer service. And the Watchtower warned young people that they would not grow old, so pursuing a college education will consume too much time from the field service. Today, many are childless, careerless, and struggling through retirement. They cashed out on 401ks that would have been worth hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions, and it was all a lie. Jesus said in Matthew 7:15 through 20, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them." This is a Watchtower from August 1st, the year 2000. Why some Christians remain childless? Many Christian couples, on the other end, do not have children. Some are infertile, and yet they do not adopt children. Other couples who have the ability to produce offspring decide not to do so. Such couples do not remain childless because they shirk responsibility or are afraid to meet the challenges of parenthood. Rather, they have determined to give their full attention to different avenues in a full-time ministry that the rearing of children would not allow. Some serve as missionaries, others serve Jehovah in the traveling work at Bethel. Like all Christians, they realize that there is urgent work to do. Jesus said this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth for a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. This work is being done today. It is vital work, since the end will mean destruction for those who have not heeded the good news. April 15, 2008. Raising a child involves years of self-sacrifice. It is a big investment in time and energy. A Christian husband needs to understand that for several years after a baby is born, his wife is likely to be distracted during meetings, and she may have fewer opportunities for personal Bible study and meditation. This could have a debilitating effect on her spiritual health. Responsible parenthood requires that the husband does all he responsibly can do to look after the child. He could try to compensate for what the wife may miss at the meetings by later discussing some of the program points with her at home, and he may also share in caring for the baby to give his wife an opportunity to have a meaningful share in kingdom preaching. Single or childless for a noble purpose. Since the time left is reduced, the scene of this world is changing. God urges us to consider the advantages of singleness. Hence, some Christians choose to remain single for life, or they decide to remain single for some years before marrying. Commendably, they do not take advantage of the freedom that singleness brings to pursue selfish interests. Many remain single in order to serve Jehovah without distraction. Some single Christians serve as pioneers or Bethelites. A number seek to extend their usefulness to Jehovah's organization by qualifying to attend the ministerial training school. In fact, those who serve as full-time ministers for some time while single and then later decide to marry often feel that their marriage is being benefited from the valuable lessons they learned during those early years. In some parts of the world, Yet another change in family life has occurred. Numerous couples have decided to remain childless. Some do so for economic reasons. Others do it because they want to be free to pursue a lucrative career. Among Christians, there are also couples who refrain from having children. However, they often do so to be freer to serve Jehovah. This does not mean that such couples do not enjoy a normal married life. They do. Still, they are willing to place kingdom interests above some of the privileges that go with marriage. Some of those couples serve Jehovah and their brothers in the circuit or district work at Bethel. Others serve as pioneers or as missionaries. Jehovah will not forget their work and the love they show for his name. November 2017, reject worldly thinking. Should we focus on a career in the world? A good career will make you happy. People may tell us to focus our time and energy on a career in the world, especially one that can make us famous, powerful, or rich. Since so many think that a good career is the secret to happiness, we might begin to think this way too. Will a good career make you happy? Is it true that a career that makes you powerful or famous would also make you happy? No. Think about this. Satan wanted to be powerful and famous. In a way, he got what he wanted. But he is angry, not happy. In contrast, think about how happy we are when we help others learn about God and the wonderful future he promises. No career in the world can give you that kind of happiness. Also, to have a good career, people often become competitive, aggressive, or jealous of others. They still end up feeling empty. The Bible says that they are chasing after the wind. How should we view our job? What made Paul truly happy? Of course, we need to earn a living, and it's not wrong to choose a job that we like, but our job should not be the most important thing in our life. Jesus said no one can slave for two masters, for either he would hate the one and love the other, or he will stick to the one and despise the other. You cannot slave for God and for riches. Serving Jehovah and teaching others the Bible will bring us the greatest joy. The Apostle Paul experienced this. When he was young, he focused on having a successful career. Later, he became truly happy when he saw how God's message changed the lives of people he preached to. There is no career in the world that can make us as happy as serving Jehovah and teaching others about him. I am not disagreeing with the Watchtower on this topic. On the contrary, I agree with everything we just read. Jesus said in Matthew 6:19 through 21, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So I agree with everything except the fact that the Watchtower has its own agenda, and not the kingdom's. And we see that in the Watchtower's own history. History repeats itself. They used to sell their literature, and now they rely on its current active members for its financial gain. They send its members out into the streets like minions to recruit into their organization.